Welcome back, people, to part 2 of the ESO First Impressions. As you can see here, we're on a completely different character. I have a character that's higher up in level, and so it has more progression on it, and I wanted to show you guys some examples of some of the later content. Even then, this character's only level 8. I've spent a good amount of time on him. I had him last beta weekend, and it took me the entire weekend to get to this point. So there's quite a bit of content to go through, and level progression is slow, but not feeling too slow. As you can see here, he's a full plate, heavy armor. Some of it I made myself, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. I created the helmet. I think just the helmet. Yeah, just the helmet. And it says that it's created by you. Now, my understanding of pieces that are enchanted is that if you enchant it yourself, you can replace the enchantment. If you buy it enchanted, you are not able to. Oh, sorry. Alright, so we're currently right here. I think this is like the main area for the Khajiit if you start on the Aldemir Alliance. Some of the things I wanted to go over was the skill tree. Now, I didn't learn this until later on, but essentially you could just dump skills in anything. And what I suggest you guys do is that you go ahead and dump skills into certain skill trees here. So like for this particular class, the Templar, there is the the Adric Spear, the Dawn's Wrath, and the Restoring Light. So you can definitely go DPS melee, DPS ranged, or even healing. Let's see here. As for, weapons, you can put skills into that. So, like, if I wanted to, I'm using a Restoration Staff, I can go into Grand Healing, Regeneration, so on and so forth. I should have an ultimate on this character. I could have sworn I did. Yeah, I have Nova. Why isn't that equipped? I don't know why. Nova's a very fun ability. But so, you have your armor. Since I'm a heavy armor, I'll probably throw some skill points into Resolve and Constitution. So my mistake in this was that I was investing all of my points into the class skills. So, like, I've got a couple in, Puncturing Sweep. I've got some in, some of these abilities here. So one thing I would like to point out is definitely invest in your weapon, definitely invest in your armor. World Soul Magic, I haven't really found a big use for this yet, so it may not be worth it. I haven't touched the Fighters Guild or Mages Guild stuff yet. For racials, you can throw into here if it's useful. The increased health regeneration while in combat by 5% is definitely very useful if you're a Khajiit. Crafting is also useful. So for things like my staff, I've been doing some woodworking. I'm only ranked 2, but you can throw points into like Keen Eye wood. When you're 20 meters away from wood, you'll see it better, and I'm about to show you how that appears. So as you can see here, this is wood that you could chop up. As you can see, there's stuff coming off of it. Normally you wouldn't be able to see that little stuff coming off of it if you don't have that rank in there. So let's go ahead and chop this up. And we're going to go ahead and take all. And then we're going to go ahead, pull up the map, and we're going to go down to this little zone right here. You could fast travel anything from anywhere. You just need the gold to pay in order to do it. This is the animation. It's really cool in my opinion. But yeah, that's some of the skill stuff. I'm going to go through some of the crafting, because some of the crafting stuff can be fun. It's definitely a better system than most MMOs that I've seen. So let's take a look here. Let's get our horse. You just press H to mount your horse. Everybody here has got the cheap horse. So you'll see that a lot, especially probably in the beginning of the game. I haven't really seen anybody with any other kind of mount or a way to switch between the mounts yet. So we'll see that later on down the road. I'll probably do a video of that once the game is fully released. I think this is the last beta, so we may not be able to see any other mounts until the actual release of the game. If I remember correctly, to do some wood crafting, wood crafting would be up here. This mount. Alright, so... Alright, so as you can see here, we've got the Refine tab. I think this is new to this beta session. This wasn't here before. Before it was in Deconstruct. Yeah, I think it was in Deconstruct. So let's go ahead and refine. I think you need to have 10 stacks at a time, a minimum of 10 needed. So you need 10 in order to refine them. So if we choose to create, you get a list of what weapons can be created or what types of things can be created. So in this case, let's go ahead and make a, I don't know, how about an Inferno staff? That sounds interesting. From here, you add your material. So depending on the material, it changes the overall damage and level requirement of the actual weapon itself. It also adjusts the look of the weapon. So as you can see in the type, it actually changes what it looks like. I guess those don't have an icon yet for what it looks like. So let's go ahead and take a look here. We got sanded maple, which is beginning crafting material. Depending on how much you add is what the level requirement will be and how much damage it will do. So let's just create one for a level 8, 22. Mine's already better, so it's alright. Style is depicted here. You have to know the style before you can actually make it, but as you can see, it changes the icon as well. So you've got the Imperial, which is Diggle, Daedra Heart, which is Daedric, that kind of thing. So the only one we know right now is our own racial, which is Khajiit, and it's Moonstone. So we'll get the staff looking with the moon on it. And then the traits, I haven't quite discovered how to look at the traits because we have this, but we have to, apparently we've got to research it. I wish I knew. Ooh, research. I don't know how to research this, so yeah, it's not telling me how to research it. So hopefully we'll figure out how to research it by the time the release comes out. But I have one citrine, which could help with that. So we're just going to go ahead and not have a trait there. So once you have all the fields filled out to where it's not red like that, you can go ahead and press R to craft, and you make it. That's as simple as it is. So let's see here. We got deconstruction. So that's creation. Let's take a look at deconstruction. So we'll deconstruct this maple bow. It'll give us 1 manganese and 2 sanded maple wood. Now we created this staff right here. It's worth 26 gold. We could sell it if we wanted to, but I don't really care. So let's go ahead and let's deconstruct that. Moonstone and sanded maple. So the return on the actual sanded maple isn't quite worth it. I mean, if you've got a bunch of weapons that are probably not going to sell for anything worthwhile, then you'll probably want to deconstruct them over actually selling them, because the materials might be more worthwhile than the actual gold. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and do this staff. Corundum and sanded maple. And then I think I created this one before, but we have a better one right now. So we can go ahead and deconstruct that and just get sanded maple. We've got a couple shields we can do. Nice. I got quite a bit for that. Improvements. Essentially, you have to have the pitch in order to move an item from normal to fine, and then Turpin to move it to superior, Mastic to move it to epic, and then Rosen for legendary. So let's take a look here. We don't have anything for research, and I don't know how research happens. I'm gonna have to do some research on that to see how to research. So yeah, that's the basic crafting for woodworking. I don't think I created this weapon because it's a different style. Yeah, this is a weapon that I got from my from a quest that I had helped a bunch of plagued people. So let's go ahead and take a look here. I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the vendors. I'm going to jump off there. Let's see here. As you can see, everybody's around the blacksmithing workstation. There should be a vendor. Are you a vendor? Nope. It's not a vendor. You look like a vendor. Nope, you're not a vendor. What was that person's name? Miss Big Boobs. Interesting. You're a vendor. You gotta be a vendor. Alright, so this is the kind of interface that you're looking at when it comes to selling things. As you can see, it has an all go through weapons. You can sell this iron mace. You can pretty much sell all of this. You do have limited inventory space. If I understand correctly, you also unlock more inventory space as you level up, as well as there's other ways to unlock it. I'm gonna sell all this. I rarely ever use the sips. Materials. Generally, I only keep the materials that I use for crafting. I haven't really gotten into actually using it for making like the cooking and stuff like that, so I've been selling those. These are glyphs. They're used to put on certain weapons, or like this one's for enchanting jewelry. This one's another weapon one. Sometimes you'll find this too: treasure maps, lockpicks, soul gems. Soul gems, they are uncommon, but you can find them, and they do help. You can revive other players, and you can revive yourself. As you can see, the petty one revives a player that's level 1 to 9, or you can refill weapons that are level 1 to 9. I don't have any junk to sell. What do you have to buy? Consumables. I'm not really. Simple bait. Repairs. We're going to go ahead and repair all, and then we're going to go ahead and exit. So let's take a look at the blacksmithing station real quick. So we've got 14 iron ore. We can go ahead, make some iron ore. We can create some materials here. Let's go ahead and look at some armor. I wish I can look at my armor and see what needs replacing. Like the helm, I could probably replace the helmet. That's a level 4. That's a level 1. That's a level 5. Level 5. So we've got pretty weak gear in general. Anything's really going to help us. So we don't have any shoulder pads. Let's go for some shoulder pads. Make some level 8 shoulder pads. We should have some moonstones to make it the actual style. And we'll just go with no trait. So let's go and craft. Hopefully we have enough to make another piece of... Oh, we have no iron ingot. So, nope, we don't. Alright, so let's go ahead and go into our inventory and take a look here. So we built our iron pauldrons. If we put those on, you can get a better look at them. So they look pretty rad. I like them. Each race has its own very unique style, and I greatly appreciate that. But yeah, that's the crafting. And as you saw, we also got to see some of the merchants. For the time being, this is going to be it in regards to first impressions. I like the crafting system. I like the inventory. It's very much reminiscent of Skyrim, but you can tell where they've taken some ideas from the community and applied them to the actual game for this MMO. So anyways, I will probably end up doing more videos on Elder Scrolls Online when the game actually releases. I do plan to do some competitive gaming in ESO, so look out for some PvP videos. See you guys next time.